of sugar, and I mean anything with sugar in it. Eliminate toxic, inflammatory, and gut bloating foods. If you don't know what these foods are, just begin to YouTube or Google these things and your education will begin. Hello YouTube family, many of you saw my post not too long ago on Facebook, and as promised, here is a video on how I lost over 15 pounds. And at the published date of this video, hopefully it will be around 18 to 20 pounds lost, as this was my goal weight. But as of now, I am within 3 pounds of my goal weight, and due to the inquisitive responses I received on Facebook and private messages, I thought I should put out this video sooner than later. But before I dive into my story, I want to preface this video with a few things. First, everyone's health and fitness journey is different. I can share with you what I did, and hopefully it will help you. So do some research, learn from others, but more importantly, do what your body responds best to, and then stick to it. Second, this video is in no means a way to stroke my ego. I am extremely proud of the hard work, discipline, consistency, and the determination, and the commitment I gave myself to my own health. This video is intended to help motivate you wherever you are in life's health journey. So if my story motivates just one, then the intent of this video is accomplished. And third, maybe you need to lose weight, maybe you need to lose a lot of weight, maybe you need to lose just a few pounds, maybe none at all. Your reasons for improving your health may not be the same as mine, but whatever they are, I hope you can find the inspiration to make the changes needed for a better, healthier body, mind, and spirit. And lastly, I wanted to touch just a minute on the fact that I didn't lose this weight while exercising. I did exercise here and there, maybe some light cardio at times, but I didn't rely on working out or exercise during this time. I did stay active though, like be it playing bocce ball or a sport or just taking long walks every day. I do believe in exercise and working out, and think it's very important to healthy lifestyle and healthy living. But my sole priority was to curb my eating addiction and to work solely on eating habits. This was my focus. So now that I've been successful in this area, I can begin to incorporate exercise and weights back into my everyday life, which I plan on doing. My journey starts back in October of last year. It really started before then, but in October was when it came to a boiling point for me. You know, that moment when you've had enough. And I remember it exactly, that defining moment where I knew I had to make something change. I was on a layover in Honolulu, and I was getting ready for my flight back to Los Angeles. And as I put on my uniform vest, I could barely get it buttoned. And not only did it barely button, but it was extremely uncomfortable. And as I looked in the mirror, I remember being disgusted, ashamed, sad, and embarrassed. Like, how could I have let my body get to this point? I had visions of many times during the last year putting off health, putting off healthy eating, putting off a workout, delaying a healthy meal, rationalizing an alcoholic drink over and over again, and yet I vowed to myself that I would never buy a larger uniform. But here I was, barely able to get into my uniform, knowing that I would need to purchase a larger size very soon if I continued the path I was on. Something snapped in my head that day, and I knew what I was going to do. I was motivated by a big birthday coming up, and the motivation of that day made me realize that I was either going to be the most unhealthy I had ever been in my life, or I could choose to be healthy. I used to think that health meant looking like the cover model on a men's health magazine, and in my early 20s and 30s, I was motivated by health because I wanted to look good. But as I've gotten older and as my health journey has continued and grown, I realize that health is, all-encompassing, meaning everything from our physical appearance to mental health to disease prevention, longevity, and more. So health for me now means that I do not tire so easily, I sleep better, I have less depression, I have more energy, and I fit into the clothes I want to wear. I don't feel sluggish or heavy, my skin is clearer, and I am overall a happier person inside and out. But more on that in a bit. If you've made it this far into the video, then you are wondering how I did this. I can list discipline, accountability, perseverance, commitment, and a determination. They were all involved. In practice, though, I have adopted a keto lifestyle with intermittent fasting. And before you tune out at the words keto and fasting, just know that this is what worked for me and how my body best responds. So no, you don't have to follow the same path, but if you're curious, I'm going to share with you a bit on how I utilize these two things to lose weight. Simply put, cut out sugar, alcohol, overindulging, and just fake foods. So eat whole, natural, real, quality, and good foods. Eliminate toxic, inflammatory, and gut bloating foods. If you don't know what these foods are, just begin to YouTube or Google these things and your education will begin. I basically gave up sugar, and I mean anything with sugar in it, even fruits. And yes, that's a natural food. But first I needed to break an addiction to sugar, which that meant quitting completely eating anything with sugar in it. And I didn't realize what an addiction to sugar I had until I quit it. I'm not going to lie, the first week was awful. My body was going through withdrawals. Days 2 and 3, I had severe sugar cravings, I had headaches, weakness, I was totally irritable, but by day 4, I noticed lots of bloating was gone. The puffiness from my face was dissipating, my eyes were actually clearer and brighter, and there was such a noticeable difference taking place that I began to realize just how addicted to sugar I was. Days 5 to 7, I began to feel a bit better all over. My sugar cravings were diminishing. I was feeling more energetic. I wasn't as hungry. My clothes started to loosen up, but I wasn't sleeping great. And all of these are initial withdrawal symptoms of a sugar addiction. So by week 2 and 3, the changes continued, and by week 4, I had lost 8 pounds. But I remember it was around the 4th or 5th week when I was checking in for a flight. I saw a coworker whom I hadn't seen in a long time, and her first words were to me, "Wow, David, you've lost a lot of weight." And this was the first time that someone had commented on my weight loss, and I was ecstatic. They say that it takes up to 4 weeks for people to begin to notice and make a comment, and for me this was true. And talk about motivation. The interesting thing is I began to choose this lifestyle right before the holidays. So I had Halloween parties to contend with, Halloween candy, Christmas foods, holiday treats, New Year's parties, New Year's food. So I went through this whole holiday time where I would typically overindulge with all of these temptations. But in the end, it was a blessing because I committed to myself to go right through these holidays and temptations without quitting my journey. I did have a cheat day on Thanksgiving, and I had one on Christmas, and I had one on New Year's Day. Other than that, I stuck to my commitments, and it was extremely hard. I mean, temptations were all around, from the homemade cookies to fun holiday foods, and being around others that were eating those foods that I used to be addicted to. But I've discovered for me that my body best responds to a keto style diet. Cutting down carbs or eliminating them completely has made me feel healthier. It's made me feel more energetic, younger, less bloated. I've lost weight, of course. My skin is clear and my eyes are brighter. Check out the puffiness in my face as well as the circles and bags under my eyes in this picture. Now look at this picture of my eyes. My body was so inflamed I didn't even realize it. Ended up eating under 20 carbs a day initially, and yes, I counted them. I initially purchased an app, and I'm going to link the app below, which helped me understand and track my macronutrients. And then once I became aware of this and I learned how to eat properly, I stopped my subscription to this. I became quite good at cooking and preparing my own food, even if the family was eating something different. I packed all of my own food for my trips and I stuck to it. Chaffles saved me, and if you don't know what a chaffle is, I'm going to leave a link to a video in the description below. I learned how to shop, I learned how to look at ingredients and understand what my body needed for nutrients. I supplemented my diet with calcium and magnesium, and I subscribed and watched hundreds of hours of YouTubers who are doctors or who have success living a keto lifestyle. I'll link some of my favorite YouTubers below. I joined support groups on social media, and I tried new and healthy foods from these groups and recipes. My mom was a constant source of encouragement, as well as my spouse and family. So I set weight loss goals, I set time frames, and I planned my eating schedules daily. So I chose to combine keto diet and a keto lifestyle with intermittent fasting. I chose a 16-hour fast, so basically I stopped eating by 8 p.m. and then I would resume at noon the next day. But every day I drank a ton of water. I discovered that I needed sodium in my diet, so I incorporated a product called LMNT into my water, and this totally helped me and gave me energy and got me through my fasting period. I'll leave a link for that in the description below as well. I also noticed that my bathroom habits started to change. Discovered through some research that chia seeds actually helps to lubricate the intestines, and so I incorporated this daily into my diet as well. So between October 31st and the writing of this video, I have lost 15 pounds. I want to lose between 3 and 5 more. Maybe at the taping of this video I'll have done so. The funny thing, as soon as I posted this 15-pound weight loss victory on Facebook, I was contacted by several people who are motivated by my post. And one friend wanted to share his story with me, and I think you'll find this journey of his quite remarkable. He did give me permission to share a bit of his story. And so in August of last year, Jason looked like this. And now he looks like this. 62 pounds weight loss. He says he has 10 more to go, but at the time before his weight loss, he was in big trouble. His labs were taking him almost to hospitalization. His kidneys, liver, and pancreas were on the verge of failure, and the doctor couldn't put him on any medication because it would have led to failure. So no Ozempic or any other drugs. And I asked him what he did for this incredible weight loss and how he did it, and his words were gym, no soda, minimal sugar, and portion control. And he did this all on his own. He did have the support of his spouse, but when I spoke to him, he was at the time on a cruise, and he gave me a tip, because I have a cruise coming up, about eating on the cruise. And he said, if you don't love it, then don't eat it and save your calories. And obviously he's learned how to make a change in his life and stick to it. And who knows, Jason might have saved his own life in the change that he made. So I share this story with you, and I share my story with you because I hope you will be motivated to make whatever change in your life that you need to make. And you can do it, but you must make a commitment to yourself and your body, and you have to stick to that commitment and allow yourself whatever grace you need during your journey. And I had days that I didn't think I could do it, and sure, I had these days, but did I give up? And the answer is no. I did allow myself some grace to feel bad without feeling guilty, which is key, because I knew that I was on a journey that was not a quick fix. So do I plan to continue eating this way? Probably, because for me, I've discovered that this is what my body best responds to, and this is what makes me the most healthy. But you must discover for yourself what it is that brings the most health to your body. So I have no affiliation with any of the links which I've listed below. I've done so solely to give you a few tools to help you on your own health journey. But I would love it if you would tell me, or those watching this video, your own health journey and what has or hasn't worked for you. Just leave a comment and we can all learn from each other. If you liked this video and you thought it helped you in some way, please consider sharing it with someone else who might be motivated by it as well. And by all means, subscribe to my channel as it helps me grow. Thanks for being here. I wish you so much freedom, joy, and happiness in your own body as your health journey continues.